Hello, it's Bishop Mark. Today is Luke chapter 8, verses 19 to 21. And Jesus' mother appears. We haven't heard from her for a while in Luke's gospel. So let's see what this says. Here we go. Then his mother and his brothers came to him, but were unable to join him because of the crowd. Okay, we know who the mother of Jesus is. It's Mary, the Virgin Mary, Joseph's wife, and the mother of God. We know all about Mary. But who are the brothers? It says his mother and his brothers. Well, it's a translation. So we don't think that Jesus had brothers like his from the same parents. But the Greek word kind of means cousins, kinsmen, people around him. Jesus grew up in Nazareth and worked and was there for 30 years, right? Until he left and went on his ministry. So it's the people of Nazareth, it's his cousins and Mary's family and Joseph's family and all those people around him in Nazareth that are the ones that come with his mother, Mary. Okay? But they can't get in. There's no room. So he's someplace. Remember we said he was outside the city? Well, he's still someplace indoors because the crowds are surrounding our place and they can't get in. So they send a message to Jesus. Now, here it is. He was told, excuse me, your mother and your brothers are standing outside and they wish to see you. Well, they couldn't get in, so they sent a message, and your mother wishes to see you. Now, if I was doing something and I got a message, your mother wishes to see you, I don't know how I would react to that. My mother's gone to God, but when I was Jesus' age, she was still very much alive, and so it would have been an interesting message. But Jesus, he reacts in a way that is perhaps unexpected. He says this. He said to them in reply, my mother and my brothers are those who hear the word of God and act on it. Okay. My mother and my brothers, his kinspeople, his cousins, etc., are people who hear the word of God and act on it. Now, there's different ways of taking that. There's one way, which is not correct, which says, forget about them. You're listening to me and you're acting upon it. You're my mother and my brothers. Forget about them. Now, we know that's not what Jesus meant, even though it's confusing the way Luke wrote it, because it could mean that in its original form, right? But it's obviously not that, because Jesus has great respect for his mother, and his mother, we know, has great respect for him. Even when he died, she was the only one who stood at the cross, her and John, and a few women in the distance. So clearly he's not talking in any way bad against his mother. Probably or against his brothers too, his cousins. But I think they probably said to Mary, have you seen what Jesus is doing? You have to go stop him. And I say that from not necessarily Luke's gospel, but from the other gospels. In one gospel, they say, he's mad, he's crazy. So in one gospel, they're agitated, they're upset, and they're saying to Mary, you have to see this, come and see what he's doing. But that's not Luke's version, right? Luke's version is very clear. And you know what? Once again, the context is very important. What have we been talking about? Right? We've been talking about exactly the people who hear the word of God and act on it, right? The people who hear the word of God and act on it. They bear fruit. That's what we've been talking about these past 3 videos with Luke's gospel. That's the theme. So now read it with that theme in mind. And all he says is, My mother and my brothers are those who hear the word of God and act on it. It's actually just a truth. He's using his mother as an example of someone who bears great fruit because she hears the word of God and acts on it. See, that's why we need context, and we need a guide to the Bible, as I need a guide to the Bible, because we read these things and we might just think completely the opposite direction of what Jesus meant. But you can bet one thing, Jesus had full respect for his mother and would never speak against her. Okay, peace to you.